award-winning BallGame Blitz Sports Network from Worthy Road Studios. Over 750,000 views in 2023. We're where you need to advertise. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and join over 4,500 subscribers watching local sports. The Jackson Rockabillys, Union University, Bethel, USJ, TCA, Jackson Christian, Sacred Heart, and Peabody. Multi-camera broadcasts, slow motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers. Thanks to our sponsors who make it all possible. The BallGame Blitz Sports Network from Worthy Road Studios, the premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.
The Bonus Cash Extravaganza is underway right now at Carlock Nissan in Jackson. In addition to dealer discounts, get another $750 bonus cash on Nissan Sentra, another $750 bonus cash on Nissan Altima, an additional $1,000 bonus cash on Nissan Pathfinder, and $1,250 on Nissan Frontier. Plus rates as low as 0% and 3.9 for 84 months. The Bonus Cash Extravaganza underway right now at Carlock Nissan, Van Drive, Jackson.
Legends never die, but your AC unit might. Routine maintenance and repair by McCoy's Heating and Air now will keep your system running at full capacity and potentially avoid costlier repairs and downtime when you need your AC the most. Our York certified and trained technicians are the best in the game. Go home to comfort with spring maintenance from McCoy's Heating and Air.
Great American Sports, make sports an addiction. Located at 125B Old Hickory Boulevard, East in Jackson, we specialize in teen sports for youth leagues, schools, and churches. We can embroider and screen print team uniforms. We also have sports equipment, Under Armour and Adidas clothing, and anything else you need for your teen sports. You can email or call us for all your teen sports needs. Great American Sports, make sports an addiction.
The best thing to order is when you are sitting at soccer practice, order it through your phone while you're sitting there, and then you go and pick it up.
But you're much more of a planner than me.
I am.
And that's what I love about you.
Yes.
You know, I'm not that prepared. It's more seat in my pants.
Downtown is thriving, and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
Had an accident and in need of repairs? If you're being towed, make sure the driver knows where to take it. David White Body Shop to expedite the repair process. David White Body Shop has been in business over 42 years. They have factory-trained certified technicians, and they are a direct repair shop for most insurance companies. They make sure your vehicle is repaired to manufacturer's recommendations. Always insist on the professionals at David White Body Shop. Whether you're relocating into Jackson or just wanting something new and different, call Kenny Sutherland with 5-Star Real Estate Services. He can help make your dreams become a reality. With over 20 years experience and helping over 1,000 families with their new home purchases, there's a reason that he is your new construction expert and home buying specialist. Call Kenny today direct at 731-444-1164 or 731-661-9000.
This is Lee Johnson.
And this is Jason Lockridge from Southern Capital Advisors.
We're thankful for the Jackson Christian family and are honored to help lay a foundation that will build our community for years to come.
Welcome to Southern Capital Field, and go Eagles.
Dynamics Physical Therapy, your elite provider in sports medicine and performance. Now serving communities throughout West Tennessee.
Do you want your smile to say it all? At Elite Dental Care, we'll make you and your family feel comfortable and secure with a variety of services and state-of-the-art care. We offer sedation dentistry that will make your time in the dental chair comfortable and relaxed. Come by and see our newly renovated and expanded office in Jackson or one of our other convenient locations in Trenton or Dyersburg. Trust your smile with Elite Dental Care and let your smile say it all.
Downtown is thriving and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
No matter where you are, you can shop 24/7 at HumboldtDodgeChryslerJeep.com with the area's largest used car inventory.
Whether you're relocating into Jackson or just wanting something new and different, call Kenny Sutherland with 5-Star Real Estate Services. He can help make your dreams become a reality. With over 20 years experience and helping over 1,000 families with their new home purchases, there's a reason that he is your new construction expert and home buying specialist. Call Kenny today, direct at 731-444-1164 or 731-661-9000.
It's the off season, but it's the best season to buy at Aloha Custom Pools. Snag your dream pool now, and we promise you'll be splashing around by Memorial Day. What are you waiting for? Give us a call or visit us at AlohaCustomPools.com.
Why go on vacation when you can live on vacation?
Aloha Custom Pools will help you create your very own piece of paradise, and you can enjoy it every day.
What are you waiting for?
Take the plunge. Call Aloha Custom Pools or visit us online.
We realize you have a busy lifestyle, and at the Bank of Jackson, we're here to help you fulfill all of your financial needs, personal and business loans, mortgages, online banking and bill pay, and so much more. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Hello folks, this is Gary Deaton, right here at Deaton's Carpet One. I want to let you know we've been in business for 48 years. Here's what I believe has made the difference. Our lifetime labor warranty on everything we install. Our healthy living installation, bacteria and germs cannot survive in our new flooring. Our beautiful guarantee, if you don't just love it, we'll replace it. It will make your flooring experience priceless. We're located on Freedom Highway, 1000 Highway 45 bypass in good old Jackson, Tennessee.
Downtown is thriving and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
Buy a car in your bikini. Buy a truck in your jammies. Buy an SUV in your, well, no matter what you're wearing or not. Shop JonesChevroletHumboldt.com with the area's largest used car inventory.
And we are here for the Bolivar and Jackson Christian game. It is senior night. Let's go upstairs. We're going to try to pick it up on our mic from the camera.
Being escorted by his mother, Bill Collins, and his father, Luke Collins. Jack has played baseball for 15 years. Jack has attended Jackson Christian School for 15 years. Jack plans to attend college and major in sales and in finance. Jack's favorite memory of Jackson Christian has been in the locker room with his teammates. His biggest influence at Jackson Christian is Coach Palmer, as he has taught him how to always stay positive and not get down on himself. Senior outfield number 11, Jack Collins. Next, senior pitcher number 2, Carter Ellis. Carter is being escorted by his mother, Renee Ellis, and his father, Jason Ellis. Carter Jackson Christian School. Carter plays at the University of Tennessee. His biggest influence in Jackson Christian is Coach McLean.
And we're going to bring it back down from the camera. A lot of wind today. Old Glory is whipping around pretty good. And, of course, we started with number 11 senior outfielder Jack Collins. And he was escorted by his mother, Camille Collins, and his father, Luke Collins. Jack has been here for 15 years at Jackson Christian. He's played baseball 15 years. And he plans to attend college, major in sales and finance. His favorite memory at Jackson Christian is being in the locker room with his teammates. His biggest influence at Jackson Christian is Coach Palmer, because he taught me how to always stay positive, not get down on myself. Senior outfielder Jack Collins. Second man that was introduced was senior pitcher number 2, Carter Ellis, who's being escorted by his mother, Renee Ellis, and his father, Jason Ellis. Carter has played baseball for 5 years, has attended Jackson Christian for 5 years. Carter plans to attend the University of Tennessee and major in finance. Carter's favorite memory at Jackson Christian are the overnight trips to Kentucky and Arkansas with his teammates. His biggest influence at Jackson Christian was Coach McLean, because he always pushes me to be the best that I can be, whether that is on the mound or in life. Senior pitcher number 2, Carter Ellis. Then they introduced senior first baseman number 16, Captain Daniel Green. He's being escorted by his mother, Carrie Green, and his father, Kelly Green. Daniel has played baseball for 6 years. He attended Jackson Christian School for 9 years, plans to play football at the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga. Daniel's favorite memory at Jackson Christian is the senior retreat. His biggest influence at Jackson Christian is Coach Palmer. Senior first baseman, number 16, Daniel Green. And the last young man to be introduced will be Carson Holt. He is being escorted by his mother, Lou Ann Holt, and his father, Brent Holt. Carson has played baseball for 7 years. He has attended Jackson Christian for 14 years. Carson plans to play baseball at Northwest Mississippi Junior College and major in physical therapy. Carson's favorite memories, there are several of them. And let's see if I can get the rest of this, because, again, I had to get this rather quickly, is his walk-off grand slam against USJ in the playoffs last year. His biggest influence is Coach McLean, because he has shown me the relationships that players and coaches have, and he is always there to talk with me about anything I have going on. He truly loves this program and its players. Senior pitcher, designated hitter number 21, Carson Holt. You see them getting their pictures made. Senior catcher number 8, Everett Scott, who is starting today, is being escorted by his mother, Ramonda Scott, and his father, Chad Scott. Everett played his baseball here, of course, at Jackson Christian. He's been here for 14 years, played baseball for 6. Everett plans to attend Freed-Hardeman and major in biology with a possible minor in Bible. Everett's favorite memory at Jackson Christian is seeing both of his brothers catch and follow in their footsteps. His biggest influence at Jackson Christian is Coach Jancic, and always stands up for what is right. He always reads a verse or a passage from the Bible to start every class, and that is senior catcher number 8, Everett Scott. And we are sorry we had to come down from the upstairs camera, but the wind was really just howling out of there. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a short timeout and try to regroup a little bit, because we want to bring you the best coverage of this game. And we'll be talking about these and other young men from both teams throughout the game. Let's take a 1-minute timeout on Jackson Christian's Facebook.
Legends never die, but your AC unit might. Routine maintenance and repair by McCoy's Heating and Air now will keep your system running at full capacity and potentially avoid costlier repairs and downtime when you need your AC the most. Our York certified and trained technicians are the best in the game. Go home to comfort with spring maintenance from McCoy's Heating and Air.
The bonus cash extravaganza is underway right now at Carlock Nissan in Jackson. In addition to dealer discounts, get another $750 bonus cash on Nissan Sentra, another $750 bonus cash on Nissan Altima, an additional $1,000 bonus cash on Nissan Pathfinder, and $1,250 on Nissan Frontier. Plus rates as low as 0% and 3.9 for 84 months. The bonus cash extravaganza underway right now at Carlock Nissan, Van Drive, Jackson.
And welcome back to Mural House Field, where the Bolivar Central Tigers, 11-7, coached by Clint Barnes, will be playing the Jackson Christian Eagles, 15-9, under Chase McLean. We're at Mural House Field, a beautiful setting. And welcome to the BallGame Blitz TV Sports Network, produced by Worthy Road Studios on the Jackson Christian Facebook page. You see the umpires and the coaches going over ground rules, swapping lineups. This is a copyright broadcast of Worthy Road Studios for 2024. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, editing, or further use of this BallGame Blitz broadcast without the express written consent of Worthy Road Studios is strictly prohibited. I'm Coach Joe Holloway. I'll be your play-by-play announcer for tonight. Worthy Road Studios also does games for Jackson Christian, USJ, TCA, Peabody Football, Sacred Heart Basketball, and these are broadcast on each high school's Facebook page. They are archived on Worthy Road Studios' YouTube page, and we will introduce the starting lineups in just a moment. And starting out for the Bolivar Tigers will be number 20, and hitting first, Tucker Parker. Batting second, number 13, Carson Howell. Batting third, number 1, Clay Strope. Batting fourth in the cleanup spot, number 44, Aiden Bird. Number 5 spot is 22, Noah Parker. In the 6th spot, Dalton Bissett, wearing number 10. In the 7th spot, number 11, Kanan Swift. And in the 8th hitting spot, number 15, Avery King. And in the 9th spot, wearing jersey 0, Hunter Wilson. And we said that Clint Barnes is the coach. Now, we're adjusting some wind problems out. You see Jackson Christian going out to their spots. J.T. Mullins will be in left field. Also in center field, Easton Jones. In right field, Jack Collins. At first base, Daniel Green. At second, Reed Cooper. At short, Austin Kelly. At third, Zach Creasy. Catching today, number 8, Everett Scott, the senior. And we've also named, and on the mound, the senior Carter Ellis. He'll wear jersey number 2. Now we'll try to bring you the prayer and the national anthem, but again, the wind is really wreaking havoc with that. We'll see what we can do. Let's bow our heads. And even at home, remove your hats and let's bow. Well, it's the national anthem first.
Great American Sports. Make sports an addiction. Located at 125B Old Hickory Boulevard, East in Jackson. We specialize in team sports for youth leagues, schools, and churches. We can embroider and screen print team uniforms. We also have sports equipment, Under Armour, and Adidas clothing, and anything else you need for your team sports. You can email or call us for all your team sports needs. Great American Sports. Make sports an addiction.
And we are back. Unfortunately, again, the levels could not be picked up on, but we're going to have fun with this game. Greg Armour is here, our great statistician, coach here at Jackson Christian. And the press box over at the football field bears a dandy plaque. You ought to see it with his name on it, because it is after 30-plus years of service. not only to Jackson Christian but to our country. Greg deserves that honor. And we are just about ready for baseball. Carter Ellis on the mound today. And we kind of have a hurry up on the reason we haven't given you a whole lot of the normal pregame show. Bolivar Central comes in here winning 2 of the last 4 games they have played. Jackson Christian has won their last 4 games. Carter Ellis taking his warm-up tosses, and everybody in the Scott family is a catcher. Now, I can't speak for the dad, but I know the brothers did. And we are watching the warm-ups. The shadows starting to overtake right field and the right side of the infield. And before this inning's over, shortstop Austin Kelly probably will be in the shadows. And Ellis, of course, has had some great outings. Jackson Christian won, I believe, 10-2 their last outing. That was with Scotts Hill. And that was 10-2. That was last Friday. They beat the Scotts Hill team on Thursday here 5-4 in an exciting contest. Now, Bolivar Central comes in here, and they are the Bolivar Central Tigers. Their last game was a loss to a very good Chester County team that we had some trouble with. They lost 5-4, but they had beaten Bolton back on Monday and Tuesday of last week, 21-0 in their games there, both games. And we will be starting this game here in a few moments. A little bit of internet situation, but you're still going to get the great pictures from Worthy Road Studios, the great switching, and we probably won't have the game changer stats like we usually do. We will have to depend on my scoring, and I'm kind of tough sometimes. First hitter is Tucker Parker. He's a left-handed hitter, and that one thrown right at the knee level on the inside corner. A tough spot for left-handers to hit that. Ted Williams, for people that hadn't heard me say that, says you only hit about 218, a swinging strike 2 on Parker. He's a senior. Here's the 0-2 pitch by Ellis. That one way inside, but there was no way it was going to be hit. Had his hands tied up. So a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Tucker Parker. Infield at normal positioning. Breaking ball stays high. Right field pretty well straight away. Center field, Easton Jones shading towards right, straight away in left field. That's J.T. Mullins. Here's the 2-2 pitch, popped up in the air. Will it get out to the outfield? It keeps carrying. And Easton Jones comes on, takes it for the first out. Brings up Carson Howell, wears number 13. Carson is a right-handed hitter. There are 2 Howells on the team. And here's the first pitch. Strike 1. Howell wanted to bunt. He was going to, some people call that a dump bunt. He was going to try to push it down the first base line. And he's going to get to take first base, as I believe that one hit him. And again, great camera shots. You'll see there's one at the first base. That's Daniel Green holding Carson Howell on. Ellis has thrown 8 pitches unofficially. Good jump. Could be a 2-ball. Cooper drops it, and it's going to be an E4. That's an error on the second baseman. The normally sure-handed Reed Cooper dropped that one. So E4 puts runners at first and second. And that brings up the cleanup man, number 44, Aiden Bird. Bird, a right-handed hitter, and he looks like a very, very strong hitter. Out of the stretch, Carter Ellis. And a nice pitch for a strike. Got that corner. No ball, one strike pitch, one out. Runners at first and second. We're in the top of the first. Strike two. That one got that corner. The 0-2 pitch, hit on the ground, a number. Picked up, they'll go to third first and then over to first. And they got the double play, the underhanded toss for a second. Looked like it might be a little slow getting there, but it got there. And it goes 1 to 5 to 3 for the double play. And that ends the inning with no runs. There were no hits. There was an error and one man left on base at the end of a half inning of play. Bolivar nothing. Jackson Christian coming to bat. Let's take that timeout on the Jackson Christian Facebook. Had an accident and in need of repairs? If you're being towed, make sure the driver knows where to take it. David White Body Shop to expedite the repair process. David White Body Shop has been in business over 42 years. They have factory-trained certified technicians, and they are a direct repair shop for most insurance companies. They make sure your vehicle is repaired to manufacturer's recommendations. Always insist on the professionals at David White Body Shop.
The best thing to order is when you are sitting at soccer practice, order it through your phone while you're sitting there, and then you go and pick it up.
But you're much more of a planner than me.
I am.
And that's what I love about you.
Yes.
You know, I'm not that prepared. It's more seat in my pants.
Downtown is thriving, and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
We're back for the bottom of the second. Leading off will be J.T. Mullins, the left fielder. He's a junior, followed by number 5, Reed Cooper, the second baseman. He's also a junior, and hitting in the 3 spot today, Easton Jones. He usually hits there. He's a junior also. He'll be followed in the cleanup spot by Zach Creasy, the third baseman, also a junior. J.T. Mullins, a left-handed hitter. Can hit the ball to all fields, has good power, runs like a deer. In other words, he's pretty quick. First pitch fouled off. Pitching is Strope. And it's 1-1. Clay Strope, the pitcher, a fine right-hander. Third baseman on the grass. This one not quite a Baltimore chop, but back to Strope. Strope goes to first base with it. There's one out in the inning as Mullins is retired. Nice play by him. Got to go a little higher to be a Baltimore chop. Birds at first. And number 5 coming to the plate, the right-handed hitting junior, Reed Cooper. He can bunt. He can hit. Got under it more than he wanted to and fouled off. And a little miscommunication with umpire and pitcher, but that's okay on getting a ball back in there. And they're going to rub up a couple of the baseballs. The umpire, you can see that happening on the ground. Take a little of that shine off of them. Makes a better grip. Breaking ball, that looked more like a slider than a curve. It may have been the curve, but we'll call it a breaking ball. In there for strike 2. So in the hole is Reed Cooper. He'll have to protect the plate. One out in the inning, no runners on. It's outside. Right field a couple of steps towards the line. Center field about 8 steps towards right field. Left field is straight away. There's a gap, though, that you could run forever in out there. Just missing. That evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on it in the dirt. They'll tag him, and that's a strikeout. The put out goes to the catcher. The strikeout to the pitcher. 2 outs in the inning. Easton Jones. It was a breaking ball, and they took a little off of it. They being actually Clay Strope, the pitcher. At the plate, Easton Jones, who also plays football. He's a center fielder. He's got good speed, slightly open stance. There's a strike. I believe that's the 9th pitch by Clay Strope. That one misses outside. Carson Howell, the catcher for Bolivar. This one popped up in the air. It's going to hang up there. And the center fielder gives it the good look, gets the glove up there and takes it. And that is the end of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base at the end of 1 inning of play. It will be Jackson Christian nothing and Bolivar nothing. Let's take a timeout and get ready for the top of the second. Whether you're relocating into Jackson or just wanting something new and different, call Kenny Sutherland with 5-Star Real Estate Services. He can help make your dreams become a reality. With over 20 years experience and helping over 1,000 families with their new home purchases, there's a reason that he is your new construction expert and home buying specialist. Call Kenny today, direct at 731-444-1164 or 731-661-9000.
This is Lee Johnson.
And this is Jason Lockridge from Southern Capital Advisors.
We're thankful for the Jackson Christian family and are honored to help lay a foundation that will build our community for years to come.
Welcome to Southern Capital Field, and go Eagles.
And we are back, ready for the top of the second. Bolivar will lead off with number 22, the shortstop, Noah Parker. He'll be followed to the number 6 hitter. That is Dalton Bissett. He plays second base, wears number 10, and the third hitter will be Kanan Swift. That's the third baseman, still getting positions in. My lineup card did not have any positions on it when it was handed to me, but we appreciate. There's a nice strike. Clint Barnes, the head coach, did a good job of getting me a roster up here today, and then we are making sure, I believe, that Aiden Bird is wearing 44 today. Now, one roster had him at 45, but that's a minor thing. Sometimes you switch jerseys. But counts 1-1. Ellis throws the breaking ball, tempting, but the hitter, Noah Parker, did not bite at it. The 2-1 pitch. Hit to Zach Crease at third. Crow hop step over to first to Daniel Green, and there's one out in the inning. If you're scoring at home, that's 5-3. Third baseman to first, and that brings up Dalton Bissett. Bissett's a junior. One out in the inning, straight away in the outfield. Pitch outside, infield at normal depth. Fouled off. Everett Scott, the catcher, who's one of the senior honorees today, gives it a good look. And like I said, there's several catchers, I believe, that's what I was told, in Everett's family. In fact, if I check the official script, yeah, his brothers also caught some too. He was a good football player. That one outside. One out in the inning. Ellis comes to the plate. Breaking ball stays high. Spun, but it didn't break down. The release point may have been a little high. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. The hitter is Dalton Bissett, the second baseman. The pitch. Swinging strike 2. That one had a little juice on it then. And we're not talking about illegal juice. We're talking about speed. 3-2 pitch. Ellis is ready. Winds, fires, drilled to left field, and it's breaking away and gets past the left fielder, J.T. Mullen. And that one just kept hooking away from him. It's a double for Bissett. A big hit, and this is a good Bolivar Central team, so they're going to hit the ball. Jackson Christian's going to hit the ball. 1 out with a runner in scoring position. That brings up the freshman, K9 Swift, the third baseman, wears number 11. Swift, a balanced stance, front foot just barely above the plate a little bit instead of being exactly even. Baltimore chop comes down to the third baseman. They rule it foul. He went to first with it, but it's a foul ball, and that is the proper call. No runs, 1 hit for Bolivar. That was the big double. Jackson Christian, no runs, no hits. They have an error. You could see Bissett at second. What a great job he did getting off of the base and towards the lead. He's got a pretty good size one. Let's see if somebody tries to sneak in behind him. No pickoff play on, though, this time. He looks him back. Breaking ball, and it's going to get down the line, and they're going to send the runner home, and he'll make it. Even with a great throw from JT, they'll have to cut it. And Bolivar gets on the board first with a base hit, RBI base hit by Swift. Brings up Avery King. King, a senior, wears number 15. Right-handed hitter. 2 solid hits. One of them had that slice on it. That one just slow roller. It'll be in foul territory. Zach Creasy will pick it up. Zach's been a busy man down there. Avery King, the senior, the hitter. Wilson, who is also a senior, on deck. Wilson wears 0. That's Hunter Wilson. The 0-1 pitch and a runner at first. Just outside. 1-1 the count. Clint Barnes went through a series of signs. Let's see if something's on. Nope. Popped up and fouled off on the third base side. Out of play. Thought maybe that Swift might be running. Doesn't have the big lead. Let's see if he edges towards the edge of the cutout a little more. 1-2 the count. They go to first. Jackson Christian thought there was something on. That's more like the I know you're there, don't get too big a lead on me, because Carter's got a good jump turn move. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. He can't go to first because the first base is occupied. Now, had that runner already been on second before that pitch, they could have run and would have had to throw him out. So the strikeout, that is the first one, and that brings up the senior, number 0, Hunter Wilson, the left fielder. 2 outs in the inning. This one hit to Creasy. Crow hop step over to first and out for the third out of the inning. But Bolivar picks up 1 big run on 2 hits. 1 man left on base, and the score at the end of 1 1/2 innings of play, Bolivar 1, Jackson Christian nothing. Let's take a time out on the Jackson Christian Worthy Road Studios Network.
Dynamics Physical Therapy, your elite provider in sports medicine and performance. Now serving communities throughout West Tennessee.
Do you want your smile to say it all? At Elite Dental Care, we'll make you and your family feel comfortable and secure with a variety of services and state-of-the-art care. We offer sedation dentistry that will make your time in the dental chair comfortable and relaxed. Come by and see our newly renovated and expanded office in Jackson or one of our other convenient locations in Trenton or Dyersburg. Trust your smile with Elite Dental Care and let your smile say it all.
2 hits gives Bolivar Central the lead. I believe Stroke threw 10 pitches in that first inning. And again, I'm going without the official stats, so I may be a pitch off, but this 10 seems like the likely number. Brings up the junior center fielder, Easton Jones. No, Easton batted last inning. This is actually 24, Zach Creasy. It was a busy young man in that inning. Zach has the capability of reaching the fence. And I was enjoying one of those great hamburgers. If you're listening here in the ballpark, swinging strike one. Nice breaking ball. Had him out in front. We have a great concession stand here, and if you're not here at the ballpark, they're good enough to drive down here and get one of the hamburgers. And I was trying to finish it off before we came back this inning, but could not do it. The 0-1 pitch, just missing outside. I can see why Clay Stroke can keep you off balance. Seems to have good command of his pitches. He is a senior. Under it and fouled off to the right side. Out of play. And nobody's car got hit. But if somebody does get hit, they're very good at David White Body Shop of fixing that, Rex, and you know how it is on the bypass here in Jackson. The 1-2 pitch. Fouled off, and everybody, hello, look out, and get down in the third base dugout. Jace McLean coaching at third. Todd Lumley, the former Peabody mentor, I think he retired from the public school system about 4 or 5 years ago. Out in front on the curveball, and Zach saw that one well. He would have loved to have been able to held back just a little bit. One ball, 2 strikes. Stroke comes to the plate. It's high. 2-2 the count. Well, center fielder adjusting himself. He had been shading him to right quite heavily. Now he's only about a step or 2 off that straight line. Here's one up in the air. Back. It's off the wall. Creasy steams into second, and he'll be there with a stand-up double. So Creasy gets Jackson Christian's first hit, and that brings up Austin Kelly, the junior shortstop, who also plays quarterback on the football team. Came within 1 pitch, or 1 hitter actually, 1 hitter of throwing a perfect game in his last outing. I'm sure he will be throwing. We've got games, I believe, Thursday and Friday, maybe even 2 on Friday. We'll have to check the schedule to see if that still holds true. They're all away. This is the last regular season game at Murrell Haas Field for this year. That one gets away, but the better point of discretion is to hold up because how the catcher got there in a hurry. I think they're going to talk about it. Either they got mixed up on a sign or somebody was fooled, and nice word of encouragement. Now, there could be playoff games here. USJ did take the district regular season officially yesterday. Our young men are playing TCA in the middle school championship game today. That game over at TCA. The girls are playing USJ, and USJ was ahead a while ago, but I cannot see the scoreboard right now. Base hit. Let's see, and it's so hard, they may hold him up, and they do. Chase McLean comes up the line, holds him up. Not a bad peg, a little off the line, but would have been enough to have got the hitter. But a single, advancing the runner by Austin Kelly, and the Eagles have something going with first and third. And they bring up Jack Collins, the right fielder. Jack can hit to left field. He can pull the ball if he needs to. What he does so well is this young man is a dandy bunter. Balanced stance from the left side of the plate. He's one of our seniors, great defensive back for the football team. Now there's the move, and that's not a balk. I heard somebody holler balk. There's always somebody in the stands. You can step off towards third where you don't have to throw, and you try to catch the runner asleep at first and pick him off. It works more often than you think it does. Base runners sometimes go to sleep, but not Austin Kelly. Very studious young man. That one is low for a ball. Jack looks like he's hitting away, but he could drop a bunt anytime. I don't know whether they would attempt a safety squeeze or a suicide. They thought Kelly was going on that one, diving back in there. And Strope said, I know you're there. Don't get too big a lead. First and third, no outs in the inning. First two men have had hits. Both teams have 2 hits in the game. Shading Mullins slightly to right field. Left fielder straight away. There's a gap you could run forever in left center. Taking a long time with that one. Jack asked to step out because that one was taking a little too long for his liking. One ball, no strike pitch. And Kelly's running. And let's see if they rule that fouled off. They do. They say Kelly will have to go back, so it's 1-1. And it was fouled off. Strope at 21 pitches. Hate to see these seniors graduate, but this is the rite of passage, and these young men will all go on to be productive citizens in society. And again, that's not a balk. It's a good move. Strope, the senior, a very accomplished pitcher. You can tell the coaching staff has worked well with him, just like the Jackson Christian coaches. They not only just conduct practice, they teach baseball. They correct flaws and work on all kinds of things. It's a harder job to coach than you think. It's just not putting lineups together and people on the field. 1-1 pitch to the plate. It's going to be fouled off as it slices to the left side. Hit the pavilion that the batting cage is located under. And I like our batting cage outside here because you still have to deal with the wind and things like that, even in the batting cage, where an indoor batting cage, you don't have to deal with some of those. 1 ball, 2 strike. They're going to make Kelly, and this time it was closer. That's more of a jump turn move. And like I had told you earlier, Coach Barnes played at Union under Coach Farnabarger. Of course, Coach McGee is at Union right now. Coach is a lot younger than I am. I went to Union and participated in some sports, but I can tell you Coach wasn't born when I was in college. But like him, Chase McLean played on one of the Jackson Christian state championship teams. He was an assistant coach on the other one. And both young men know how to win. 1-2 the count. Took a little off of it, and they say the curveball just got that inside edge of the plate for the first out in the inning. For those scoring at home, it's a backwards K to indicate that he took that. I've got 23 pitches, and I'll check it as best I can because I make the marks, and I want to count them. It's actually 24 after I recount. Bringing up to the plate the designated hitter, Carson Holt, who has pitched a couple innings in the last few ball games. Carson, the left-handed hitter, up in front of the plate, has home run power. He also hits quite well to left field, not because he's late, and he had the home run cut in. That's that low inside pitch that I tell you about that Ted Williams, it's a strike, but you hit about 218 off of it. Or at least that's what the last 400 hitter hit on that pitch. No ball, one strike pitch. Runners at first and third, one out. Infield, the short and seconds at double play depth. There goes the runner. They'll throw through, and scurrying back to third is Creasy, and the stolen base for Austin Kelly. He'll adjust his uniform. Mom gets to wash that one. One ball, one strike, one out. Runners at second, third. A bingle, or if you prefer the word single to bingle, it brings home one, possibly two, as Kelly is a crafty base runner. Zach will be steaming for the plate at third base. Clay Strope has his sign, comes to the plate. Swinging, strike two, and probably foul that one off. Short and second at normal depth. Third and first can come home. First is up in the cutout, not quite on the grass. Third base, Swift is just off of the grass, about 2 steps. The 1-2 pitch on the way. He wanted to go, and they rang him up and said he took a strike, or did they say he went? Doesn't matter. There's 2 outs, 2 strikeouts in this inning, 3 total for Strope. 28 pitches is what I have now after I've recounted my marks. Brings up Daniel Green, the big senior first baseman, going to UTC on scholarship. Has loved his time here at Jackson Christian. Plays tight end and probably will play a lot as a freshman. Here's the first pitch. Outside. Slightly shading right and center, but normal and left and right. This young man, if he connects, he can drive it a long way. He's had several home runs, including one that went almost 400 feet over at Tipton Rosemark. Fouls that one off. And there's a soccer game going down on the football field. And I can see the lights have just been turned on down there. And the shadows are starting to envelop some of our fields. You can see them. Green, the hitter, catcher, and umpire are the only people that's not in the shade now. Lights will be coming on here. 1-1 pitch, and Strope steps back. He wants to talk to his catcher. 2 outs in the inning. I'm sure the message to knock the ball down if you're an infielder, do not let it get out of the infield. Obviously, you'd like to field it cleanly, throw the man out. Conference is over. The hitter, number 16, senior Daniel Green. Throwing out of the shadows is Strope. Breaking ball was way outside. That one was not going to be a strike anyway. It had already gotten outside the strike zone, and the breaking part of it took it wider. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs. Hitters will be leaving with contact, or the runners. That one is a fastball down Main Street, and the deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. If we were at a minor league ballpark, some of them have the little bell when it's they say deuces are wild. They'll ring that in the press box where the official scorer and many other people are. The 2-2 pitch, checking the runners, comes to the plate, and it nearly got Green. Now, there will be no merry-go-round. In other words, the runners won't be going. They'll be ready to go on contact. But it's 3-2, 2 outs, runners at second and third. Getting ready for the payoff pitch on this hitter, Daniel Green. Clay Strope's pitch. Got him. Outside corner, tough place, and the big man took the third strike. So the last 3 batters strike out. No runs, on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. The score at the end of 2 complete innings of play, Jackson Christian trails Bolivar Central 1-0. Let's take a timeout on the BallGame Blitz Jackson Christian Network.
Downtown is thriving, and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
No matter where you are, you can shop 24/7 at Humboldt Dodge Chrysler Jeep.com with the area's largest used car inventory.
Buying a home is a major milestone, and at the Bank of Jackson, we want to help you achieve it. Our mortgage specialists can assist you with conventional, VA, FHA, or construction loans, as well as USDA and THDA development loans. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Back at Mural House Field on the BallGame Blitz production of Jackson Christian baseball. 1-0 Bolivar leads, and their leadoff man, senior Tucker Parker, the left-handed hitter, is up to the plate. Looks like Tucker Parker also has good speed. He flied to center field his last time up. Carter Ellis, his 3rd inning of work. He has thrown 28, now 29 pitches. That one traveled 60 feet, 6 inches, but hit the plate and bounced away, so ball 1. Lights on here at the field as fouled off, hits the batter, but in the box, so they don't call him out. The hitter, catcher, and umpire still, but it's advancing towards them. And actually a right-handed hitter would have a little bit of shade. Hit deep. Can Easton Jones get to it? Oh, he's got good speed. It hung up long enough and a fine running catch. And that's the second time that Parker has flown out to center field for the first out of the inning. Brings up Carson Howell, the fine catcher. And I believe he was hit by a pitch. Officially, he is 0 for 0 right now. Carson Howell wears 13. He's also a senior. Outside, 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out in the inning. Good shot by our crew. This one is going to be trouble. Catcher will have to throw him out, and we'll give him a base hit because that one just died and started spinning on the grass. So Carson Howell has a base hit. He'll be at first, and you can have a pinch runner for the catcher, but I believe they're going to leave him in and let him run. Coming to the plate, the pitcher, who was on with an error in the first, Clay Strope. He's a senior. He'd love to help his cause. Jackson Christian at double play depth, and they're running, and they'll never get him. He got a good jump. So a stolen base for Howell. Howell in scoring position with 1 out. Of course, you can be in scoring position at first, but much easier to score, obviously, from second. Strope has that front foot up ahead of the plate. Looks like a balanced stance. Curveball in there. And when the curveball's breaking for Carter Ellis, he is tough to hit off of. A couple of them have missed early, and some young men had some good hits back in the second. They were solid. 1-1 with 1 out, a runner at second. He's got a big lead, and Reed Cooper sneaks over there. They come to the plate, though. Two balls, 1 strike. That one missed outside. You can see it. Nice shot of the umpire, the catcher, and the hitter and the Jackson Christian dugout. There's our center field shot. And you can see Carson Howell in his number 13. Ellis ready with the 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball drilled, and good timing by Strope then. Of course, he's thrown a few of those breaking balls himself, and he knows how to time one. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Strope, the pitcher at the plate, going against Carter Ellis, the pitcher for Jackson Christian. 37 pitches, according to my count, by Ellis. The runner at second. He's had some big leads, and we have not thrown to second. Cheating overs Reed Cooper. It's to the plate. Breaking ball. It's up in the air. Curving. It's foul. And a great effort by JT. He was running out of turf, though, as the ball kept curving towards the fence. That one would have been a hook in golf. So we'll do 2-2 over again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mullins shading towards that left field line a little bit more. Straight away in center and right. The big gap is in left center. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Drilled. It's a base hit. I think the runner will score. They're waving him in, and it will need to be cut. And it's 2-0 on an RBI single by the pitcher, Clay Strope. And now you know Jackson Christian wishes they had plated those 2 men that were left on base back in the previous inning. The big first baseman, Aiden Bird, up there. Aiden's a senior. They go to first with it. They'll try to keep Strope close. Curveball for a strike, or a breaking ball. Let's see. That looks like a courtesy runner, and we'll try to see if that is down at first. That pickoff move almost had the runner. That may be Walton, the sophomore, running at first. Haven't gotten a good look at his jersey number. Great view of the entire playing surface. Ellis has checked 3 times, steps back, and that's the best thing to do when you have to check that many times. Plus, you have not shown the runner your pickoff move, and I am pretty sure that is Walton. And over the first, that's more of they got back easily, and that's more of one of those, I know you're there. No, it is. Well, let's see. I almost got a good look at the number. Strope wears 1, and it could be. Sometimes 7s and 1s in that style of number look quite a bit alike. Fouled off. Green gives chase. The right fielder gives chase, and it's just over the fence, out of play. And it would have been hard to have reached over the fence at that point and gotten it. Good effort by 3 young men. Reed Cooper also was trying to hustle over there. No balls, 2 strikes to Bird. Back to first again. Needs to be a stat for all pitchers. How many times you throw to first, because that's almost like throwing a pitch to the plate. The 0-2 pitch, runner running. It's a ball outside, and he's going to swipe, and that is number 7. That is Walton running. Need to learn to trust myself a little better. So Bird has a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Slightly open stance. See that front foot towards third base, but he'll stride towards the pitcher. Runner in scoring position at second base. Bolivar leads 2-0, and now this time Bird feels like the pitcher's taking too long, and he steps out. Ellis comes back to the pitching rubber. Bird's back in the box, and we're ready to play baseball with a 1-2 count. You see our scoreboard down there, and the wind breaking ball, he just gets a piece of it. And the reason it looks like it's moving is the wind is doing enough to make things move. And the camera that's on the scoreboard, it's amazing we've got a picture at all with the way the wind's been whipping. But it's a good one. And it tells you it's 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2-0, Bolivar leading. Carter Ellis, the senior, on the mound. Comes to the plate with it. Just missing for ball 2. It evens the count at 2-2. Aiden Bird, a big, strong fellow, senior. You know he's got to be capable of hitting one or he wouldn't be batting 4th. Here's the pitch. Ground ball. They're going to and the runner slides. They get a little bit of a rundown. The runner slides into the out. They got him froze, and he did what was best because we didn't run at him and handled well. That erases a scoring threat. Goes 5-4-5. Second out, and Bird on a fielder's choice. He's at first with 2 outs. And that brings up Noah Parker. Noah grounded out his last time up. Parker, a sophomore. Or at least that is what my roster has for him. Pickoff attempt at first. No ball, 1 strike count with 2 outs. Runner at first. That runner's Bird. And that one's going to get away and advance the runner. So now with 2 outs, there's a runner for Parker to try to get home. He'll be followed by Dalton Bissett, who had a big double and scored back in the second. One is in here in the third. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball fouled off. High chop over the screen protecting the dugout of Jackson Christian. They'll return that one. And if you're a pitcher, you like those scuffed up, roughed up balls to throw. Those baseballs, you make them do a lot of things when they're scuffed and roughed. And when they start to get a little dark from the dust of the field, even harder to see. Noah Parker at the plate with a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Got him. The strikeout ends the inning, but there was 1 run on 2 hits and a runner left on base. Score at the end of 2 1/2 innings of play. Bolivar Central 2, Jackson Christian nothing. Let's take a timeout on the Jackson Christian BallGame Blitz Network.
Hello, folks. This is Gary Deaton, right here at Deaton's Carpet One. I want to let you know we've been in business for 48 years. Here's what I believe has made the difference. Our lifetime labor warranty on everything we install. Our healthy living installations, bacteria and germs cannot survive in our new flooring. Our beautiful guarantee, if you don't just love it, we'll replace it. It will make your flooring experience priceless. We're located on Freedom Highway, 1000 Highway 45 bypass in good old Jackson, Tennessee.
Do you want your smile to say it all? At Elite Dental Care, we'll make you and your family feel comfortable and secure with a variety of services and state-of-the-art care. We offer sedation dentistry that will make your time in the dental chair comfortable and relaxed. Come by and see our newly renovated and expanded office in Jackson or one of our other convenient locations in Trenton or Dyersburg. Trust your smile with Elite Dental Care and let your smile say it all.
We're back. Everett Scott The catcher will lead off the third. He'll be followed by J.T. Mullins, Reed Cooper, Everett, a senior. And like I said, played football and great young man with a great attitude, going to be a definite success in life. He comes up against Clay Strope, who has had good command of his pitches so far. There's a strike. No ball, one strike pitch. Strike two. Strope not wasting time. That's probably, and I need to count them again. When you use little slash marks, you have to count them every. I think that's his 36th pitch. That one outside. 1-2. Here comes the 1-2 pitch, swinging strike three. First out in the inning. 5 strikeouts for Strope. J.T. Mullins, the leadoff man back up there, 38 pitches by Strope. JT would like to get something going. Great shot there of it, and that one just misses outside. One ball pitch. Hit up in the air. Will it? No, it's going to hang up with the wind the way it's blowing, and it's 2 outs in the inning. Score that one F9. The right fielder, King, got that one, put it away. 2 outs in the inning brings up Reed Cooper, who's 0 for 1 on the day. Cooper, a junior. .40 pitches by Strope. Breaking ball, they say it got just under the shoulders for a strike. So an 0-1 count. Everybody at normal depth. This one is the 56-footer, as you saw, and the coach, very nice of Coach Barnes, go out there and get that one off the field. They'll give him a new baseball. Umpire will check it, rub it up a little bit maybe, and then stick it back in the pouch. Now, if it's beat up bad enough, he'll toss it out, but he's still studying. He's decided it's going to stay not in play right now, but it'll be one of them that will be returned to the pitcher later. Todd Lumley at first, Chase McLean coaching at third, Ryan Bullard in the dugout, plus a couple of our other coaches. Love to know how that middle school game has gone. That one way outside, 2-1. And for those of you who say, well, I'll send it to you on Facebook, not receiving Facebook for some reason today. I know you are, and I can tell it's live. Still trying to get Game Changer going, see what is up with it. Here's a high. This one could qualify as a Baltimore chop. The second baseman comes down with it, and it is beaten out because it just stayed up in the air too long. So Reed Cooper on with an infield single. Brings up Easton Jones, who flied to center field his last time up. 43 pitches by Strope. Two outs in the inning, so on contact. And they're going to make Reed get back. They think he wants to steal. Great shot. You see two of our coaches there. It may be Coach Grill and Coach, or it may be Coach Holt with them. There is also a player Holt and a Coach Holt in the dugout. That one high for ball one. Todd Lumley, as I told you earlier at first, former Peabody mentor a few years ago. Very successful program. Chase McLean, the third base coach. You see some of our fans directly behind. a lot of people sitting in, if you want to call it a berm area or things, something like that. Shadows have completely enveloped the field. Lights are on. Breaking ball drilled to left field. Left fielder seems to have a beat on it, comes up, makes the catch, and that retires the side. There was no runs on one hit, one man left on base, and at the end of 3 innings of play, Bolivar Central 2, Jackson Christian nothing. Let's take a timeout on the BallGame Blitz Network.
Dynamics Physical Therapy, your elite provider in sports medicine and performance. Now serving communities throughout West Tennessee.
The Bonus Cash Extravaganza is underway right now at Carlock Nissan in Jackson. In addition to dealer discounts, get another $750 bonus cash on Nissan Sentra, another $750 bonus cash on Nissan Altima, an additional $1,000 bonus cash on Nissan Pathfinder, and $1,250 on Nissan Frontier. Plus rates as low as 0% and 3.9 for 84 months. The Bonus Cash Extravaganza underway right now at Carlock Nissan, Van Drive, Jackson.
Coming into the ball game to catch now is number 14, Eli Smith, the sophomore catcher. Ellis has thrown 50 pitches. If my calculations are right, he has thrown 33 strikes. And the hitter is Dalton Bissett wearing number 10. He doubled his first time up and scored. We're in the top of the fourth. That one outside. Bolivar comes in 11-7. Drilled up the middle. Can Kelly get to it? A diving stop. Can he get up and throw him out? The ball bounces. They say they got him by a step, and that's what it looked like. Great play. I thought it was a base hit at first, but Kelly with the great play. Kelly to Green. Green dug it out. One out. Number 11, Kanon Swift, the third baseman, a freshman, comes up there. He had a single his last time up. Ball one. It's 52 pitches for Ellis. Breaking ball. Got it. You could see it go right across that corner. That evens the count at 1-1. There's one out in the inning. Fastball a little low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swinging strike 2. Swift was going for the downs on that one. If he makes contact, of course, playing a deep left field is J.T. Mullins, because he had a shot for that double that was hooking away from J.T. He said he got him. I thought it might have missed, but it is a strikeout. 2 outs in the inning. I believe that is the second strikeout. Brings up Avery King, the senior right fielder. Coach wants to talk to him. Coach Barnes said, come on down the line, son. Let's have a positive conference about hitting that baseball. And I guarantee you, he's giving him some instruction, but that shows you a lot of positivity right there. He said, you can do it. Two outs in the inning. Pitch a little high. May have been outside. Here's a good shot from our center field camera. The pitch, breaking ball, and that was mean. That's a strike. 1-1 the count. 2 outs. Nobody on. Bolivar leading 2-0. Another breaking ball. That one stays inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Missing outside. Now do you bring the Von Ryan Express, meaning fastball? Do you come down Main Street again, meaning the fastball, or you throw the breaking ball? See what Ellis and the Jackson Christian Eagles have. It's fastball. Threw it by him. Hat came off and everything. A lot of effort by Carter Ellis. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, no runners on. King, a strikeout victim his last time up. Activity in the bullpen and it's a swinging strike 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base at the end of 3 1/2 innings of play. Bolivar Central 2, Jackson Christian nothing. Let's take a timeout on the Jackson Christian Facebook page.
Legends never die, but your AC unit might. Routine maintenance and repair by McCoy's Heating and Air now will keep your system running at full capacity and potentially avoid costlier repairs and downtime when you need your AC the most. Our York certified and trained technicians are the best in the game. Go home to comfort with spring maintenance from McCoy's Heating and Air.
Great American Sports. Make sports an addiction. Located at 125B Old Hickory Boulevard, East in Jackson. We specialize in team sports for youth leagues, schools, and churches. We can embroider and screen print team uniforms. We also have sports equipment, Under Armour, and Adidas clothing, and anything else you need for your team sports. You can email or call us for all your team sports needs. Great American Sports. Make sports an addiction.
Back for the bottom of the 4th. Jackson Christian trailing Bolivar Central. Bolivar Central 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors. Jackson Christian no runs, 3 hits. They have an error. Some of our sponsors on today's broadcast are Carlock Nissan, Aloha Pools, Jones Chevrolet, the Blacksmith Restaurant, Dynamics Physical Therapy, Humboldt Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Elite Dental, Bank of Jackson, McCoy's Heating and Air, and Deaton's Carpet One. You get these free. National Federation will charge you $11.99, plus they add tax to it if you take them that way. Leading off is the third baseman, Zach Creasy, who doubled, made it all the way to third, but did not score. Strope pitched his way out of trouble. Hit on the ground, third baseman gets the good hop, throws over to first for the first out. Bird, sure-handed, looks like first baseman. He gets the peg from the third baseman, Swift. Number 1, Austin Kelly, who had a single and was left stranded in the second. He's 1 for 1. There's a strike call. Kelly, a good hitter, just like he's a very good quarterback. Breaking ball, good eye on that one. And the on-deck circle is the senior, Jack Collins. The 1-1 pitch. Umpire made a good call. Catcher working hard to kind of frame it but pull it in a little bit. Some people used to call that jerking the mitt. It's two balls, 1 strike to Austin Kelly. Here's Strope's pitch. The chopper, got it on the big hop, and that's what you have to do. Threw him out by a step and a half, maybe 2 steps. So there's 2 outs in the inning. Third baseman, Swift, has been busy. He's handled both chances in this inning, and it brings up Jack Collins, the senior right fielder, wearing number 11, 0 for 1 on the day. Jack made a lot of great plays, had a lot of interceptions in football. Very delightful young man, as are all. There's some really nice young men on the Bolivar team. I didn't get to talk to all of them. Here's the pitch. And low and inside, good place to pitch, but you got to have it up just a little bit and get that black edge of the inside part of the plate at the knees to a left-handed hitter. Jack, very quick young man. Good balanced stance there. Here's the pitch. Hit, for a base hit. And they'll cut it off. The center fielder gets over there very quickly. Good job by Parker to cut it off. But now you got a young man that can run a little bit at first base. And the head coach heads out there. We may see a pitching change because I know they were warming somebody up down the line. And they'll talk about it. And let's see what is happening. Tough decision with Carson Holt, who has home run power. They're going to leave him in for a little while longer. He's thrown 53 pitches according to my count. He being Clay Strope. Holt, the senior, who has played football here before. Didn't play this past year. He's had some injuries. Fine young man, going to go play college baseball. He's 0 for 1. But like I said, he is capable of tying this ball game up with one swing. The pitch, they're running, and it's a good peg and made it close. But Jack Collins with a head-first slide gets in there. So a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. That is Collins. And good outfield play kept that to a single, but they still get the runner to second. Shortstop sneaking in behind. A lot of looks, but coming to the plate. Inside. Umpire does a good job. 2 balls, no strikes. Pitches are signaled in from the dugout and then relayed to the pitcher. Catcher gets them and they relay it. Everybody has different methods. Some signal both the catcher and the pitcher. Strope checking that runner in the shortstop. There's some gamesmanship going on down at second. Timing play, or I don't know if it's timing play, but it was called for the pickoff then. Still 2 balls, no strikes to the designated hitter, Carson Holt. 4 hits for both teams. Bolivar's made the most of theirs. Breaking ball, that one they say is a strike. It looked like it was. Great shot of there, the home plate area, the dugout. Two and 1 the count with 2 outs. Jack Collins on second base. Drilled off the pitcher, and that's going to be a base hit. I think he defended himself well, and Collins will score the first run for Jackson Christian here in the bottom of the 4th. And I like the umpires, especially base umpire, going to check the pitcher and say, son, are you okay? And that's a good thing to do. 1 run in, it's a 2-1 ball game. Strope seems to be okay. Daniel Green, the senior first baseman. He wears 16. He's 0 for 1 on the day. This young man very capable of losing one for you, and I'm not talking about a game. I'm talking about losing a baseball. Well, they're still chasing that one over at Tipton Rosemark. They hadn't found it yet. Runner at first, and actually it looks like we're going to have a pinch runner. I believe we'll check and make sure that is Hastings. He does a lot of the pinch running. A.J. Hastings. Two outs. Green, a big strike zone there running. Here's a nice peg, a little high though, and Hastings gets in there, so there's another runner in scoring position. The throw was a little high. That one was a strike. So an 0-1 count, runner at second. Infield pretty well at normal depth. Let's see who will try to sneak in behind the runner. Outfield straight away. Center field may be a couple of steps off of that straight line. Shortstop easing up. This one's going to be a soft grounder to the second baseman. Up and over to first. Bissett makes the throw, and that ends the inning, but Jackson Christian picks up 1 run on 2 hits. 1 man was left on base. And at the end of 4, Bolivar Central 2, Jackson Christian 1. Let's take a timeout on the BallGame Blitz Jackson Christian Network. Had an accident and in need of repairs? If you're being towed, make sure the driver knows where to take it. David White Body Shop to expedite the repair process. David White Body Shop has been in business over 42 years. They have factory-trained certified technicians, and they are a direct repair shop for most insurance companies. They make sure your vehicle is repaired to manufacturer's recommendations. Always insist on the professionals at David White Body Shop. Whether you're relocating into Jackson or just wanting something new and different, call Kenny Sutherland with 5-Star Real Estate Services. He can help make your dreams become a reality. With over 20 years experience and helping over 1,000 families with their new home purchases, there's a reason that he is your new construction expert and home buying specialist. Call Kenny today, direct at 731-444-1164 or 731-661-9000. In a tight ball game, if we were playing football, I'd say it was a white knuckler. 2-1, Bolivar Central leads the Eagles of Jackson Christian. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Tigers. For the Eagles, 1 run, 5 hits, and 1 error. Leading off should be the left fielder, senior Hunter Wilson. He's 0 for 1 on the night. Shows bunt, pulls it back. Umpire says it's a ball. Carter Ellis still on the mound. Breaking ball, that one perfect. Looked like my cat when he pushes his ball. He puts it up on the table and then he pushes it off and it dropped. 1-1 the count. Baltimore chop. Creasy has to go up, regain his balance, shoots one across to Green for the out. Great play there. 1 out in the inning, the top of the order. Tucker Parker, the senior, coming up there. He's flied to center twice, 0 for 2, left-handed hitter. Gets on base, he looks like he could run, and I think he's got a little power. Left-hander here, short right field fence, although it is about 15 or 16 feet high for part of right field. Breaking ball for a strike. 66 pitches for Ellis. The 0-1 pitch, Ellis getting ready to deliver. Here it comes. Breaking ball. They said that one missed. Wow. 1-1. Interesting. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swinging strike 2. Parker going for the downs on that one. He'll be followed by Carson Howell, the fine senior catcher. Eli Smith in catching for Jackson Christian. Fouled off towards the hitting and warm-up area for Jackson Christian. J.T. Mullins retrieves it. I want to say that was Cole Vargason that went and got the relay. Just missing. It'll run the count to 2-2 with 1 out. Girls softball game got over and unfortunately couldn't get a score, but USA was leading the last score we had on that one. Here's the pitch. It'll run the count to 3-2. Carter Ellis really wants this pitch. Let's see if he comes with his breaking ball or the fastball. 3-2 count, the pitch. Swinging strike 3. 2 outs in the inning. I believe, and I will check these, but I believe that is the 4th strikeout for Carter Ellis. And a young man that had a hit and scored back in the 3rd inning, Carson Howell, had a single and then scored in that inning. Breaking ball, he's out in front on it. I'm sure Coach Barnes said, keep your head in there, see the baseball hit the bat. The 0-1 pitch. Another breaking ball for 0-2. You can see that, and even though Eli Smith just came on for Jackson, both young men's moms will have to wash some dirty uniforms. Catchers do work hard. That one outside. 1-2 the count. Blacksmith Custom Pools, Aloha Custom Pools, that is, Dynamics. Just 3 of the fine sponsors. You see their logos up there. We're going to tell you about some more in a moment. That runs the count to 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs, nobody on. We're ready to see what Ellis serves up there with the 2-2 count. Breaking ball got him for the strikeout. That's his 5th strikeout. The inning is over. No runs, no hits, no errors. No one left on base. And at the end of 4 1/2 innings of play, Bolivar Central 2 and Jackson Christian 1. Let's take a timeout on the Jackson Christian BallGame Blitz Network.
This is Lee Johnson.
And this is Jason Lockridge from Southern Capital Advisors.
We're thankful for the Jackson Christian family and are honored to help lay a foundation that will build our community for years to come.
Welcome to Southern Capital Field, and go Eagles.
Buy a car in your bikini. Buy a truck in your jammies. Buy an SUV in your, well, no matter what you're wearing or not. Shop JonesChevroletHumboldt.com with the area's largest used car inventory.
Downtown is thriving and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
And we're back for the bottom of the 5th inning. Eli Smith, who came in to catch, will lead off. He wears number 14. He's a sophomore. He'll be followed by J.T. Mullins and Reed Cooper. It's getting late for Jackson Christian. High school games are 7 innings. They trail 2-1. They left a couple of base runners I know they would love to have plated, meaning knocked in, RBIs somehow got in. Eli Smith, very good hitter, going to be a great young sophomore receiver. And we're talking about a catcher. Somebody the other day, I said that, and they said, you're talking about in football? I don't think he plays receiver. Nice pitch. Clay Strope, I believe that was his 60th pitch. Here's the pitch. Right on that edge out there, and it's an 0-2 count, so 61 pitches, and I just recounted them. That is official. Good shot from our center field camera. Way outside, and I'll tell you what, you know that Howell works hard because he tried to stop that one. A lot of effort. There wasn't a runner on. He didn't have to do that, but good job by him. We're in the bottom of the 5th. That one is outside, evens the count at 2-2. Smith has not hit in this game yet. First time up, fouls it off out of play. .69 degrees here in Jackson. Wind has pretty well died down. Strope's pitch fouled off, and I even flinched on that one, and I'm actually away at an angle. Here's one hit to right field. Will it get all the way to the wall? No, it doesn't. Great cutoff by the right fielder. Holds Eli Smith, the fine hitting young catcher, to a single, but there's a runner at first. Let's see if the courtesy runner will come out for him. Catchers, they do that. Looks like Bennett. I'll double check that and make sure that's Bennett running. And striding to the plate, you see him up there, J.T. Mullins. He checks the signs and everything. I can see the soccer ball going by down at the other field. Good pitch for strike. Got Strope with 67 pitches now. The pitch count not going to get anybody taken out. You see the move to first, but back safely is Bennett. He's running, he being Bennett, throwing from the knees, but really no chance. They block it and back up pretty good. Brody Bennett, courtesy running. Three sporting events at the same location kind of divided the crowd up, but a good crowd on hand here. Got a good contingent from Bolivar, too, and we need to welcome the fans from Bolivar. Mind you that this is a copyright broadcast. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, further use of this contest in any form without the express written consent of Worthy Road Studios is prohibited. In other words, it's illegal to use it without Worthy Road's consent. No ball, 2-strike pitch. JT's got to hang tough here. He steps out. Bennett, the runner on second. And a swinging strike 3. That, I believe, is the 6th strikeout for the pitcher Strope. I'll have to check that and make sure. Reed Cooper comes up with 1 out. There's a lot of things Reed can do. He'd probably love to hit to right field, but he'll take a base hit, or will he drop a bunt? Don't think he's bunting right now. Long look. Strope comes to the plate. It's high. Reed Cooper 1 for 2 on the day. Talented young junior player. Bennett's got a big lead. Swung at that outside pitch, who was wanting to drive it. 1-1 with 1 out, a runner on second. Left fielder straight away. Center fielder shading, and you have to a little bit because you can't see through the pitcher sometimes. Coming to the plate, Strope driven up against the screen. Thought it was going to go a little straighter than that. And now Cooper in the hole, 1-2, must guard the plate. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner at second. Clay Strope peering in to get his sign. He's got it. Checks the runner at second. Comes to the plate. Drill to right field, but foul. And some of the people sitting on the berm area down there. This ballpark surrounded by some hills and some flat area. The ballpark down, you actually have to go down about 5 steps to get to the playing field level. Marrero Haas Field, a beautiful field. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We'll do it again from there. Let's see if it's the breaking ball this time from Strope. They go to second. It's thrown out in the outfield, but the center fielder quickly on it. Plus, Bennett had to dive back in there. Really didn't have a chance to advance. Somebody may have missed the signal on that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out. Bennett at second. The hitter is Reed Cooper. Long look at the catcher. Stroke ready, checking the runner. Breaking ball hit. Will it get down in the gap? If it does, but the center fielder, they're going to come up the line and hold him up. But I tell you what, a good piece of base running by Reed Cooper to get to second. Outfield has done a good job for Bolivar Central today, cutting things off. Cooper with his second hit. But a good piece of running, him getting to second base. You got Bennett on third with 1 out. Cooper on second. Easton Jones, who is an unusual 0 for 2 at the plate, is flied out to left and to center. Like to not get under it as much and maybe drive the ball. Slightly open stance, as you can see. See how his front foot is open towards third. He'll stride towards the pitcher. And that one's a strike right at knee level. The umpire likes that pitch, which is his prerogative. In the strike zone, hitters and players must adjust. An 0-1 pitch as that will be coming in just a moment. Stroke comes to the plate. This one, the catcher looks back. Will it make the fence? Now, if that one had gone much straighter up and it was high enough to draw rain, but it puts Easton Jones, the number 3 hitter in the lineup, puts him in a hole at 0-2. He must protect the plate. Now, Reed Cooper hit a 2-strike pitch a minute ago. Right now, the advantage is to Clay Stroke with that 0-2 count, definitely a pitcher's count. Bennett not a big lead off of third. He is in foul territory. Jones steps out. Runners get a little closer back to their bases. In at first and third, they could come home. Second baseman kind of at a halfway. Shortstop would have to go to first with it. Too deep to throw anybody out. That one is blocked. Good job by the catcher. 1 ball, 2 strike, hoping that Easton Jones would bite at that one. Kenny Sutherland of 5-Star Realty helps bring you these games along with Great American Sports. Ben Vargason and his crew, Wesley Freeman. Out of the stretch, the 1-2 pitch on the way. High, ball 2. Also, Southern Capital Advisors and David White Body Shop. Again, another set of our great sponsors that help bring you this that you don't pay for, and you could be paying the National Federation price. 2-2 pitch with 2 runners on, 1 out. It hit Jones. And the sacks are jammed. My good friend Ron Potesta, who's a minor league play-by-play man, likes to say ducks on the pond, meaning the bases are loaded. Jones at first, Cooper at second, Bennett at third. Coming to the plate is the cleanup man, Zach Creasy, the third baseman. He's doubled and grounded out. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Creasy would like nothing better than to get a base hit. He wouldn't discourage a home run. He has hit one in key situations this year. Here's the pitch, and the umpire took one, and that hurts. And I think that may have got the bare arm, and what you do is you walk it off. Good move by the catcher. Go out and talk to your pitcher, reassure him. But help that umpire out by buying him a little time. Coach Bullard will check on the umpire to see if he's okay. One ball count, no place to put anybody. Double play at short and second. First and third will probably come home with it. They're on the edge of the grass. Matter of fact, first is up with 1 foot on the grass. Clay Strope looking in. He's going to use the full wind. Breaking ball just outside, and that one would have missed Anyway, it would have had to been about 2 inches back towards the hitter to have been a strike. 2 ball. Well, they said it was a strike. Wow, fool me. Here's one on the ground. Is it a 2 ball? They're going to try to. They'll not get it. The throw is wide. 2 runs will score. Jackson Christian has tied it up and now taken the lead. Creasy on the fielder's choice is on. Bennett and Cooper score. Easton Jones is forced at second. There are 2 outs in the inning, and Austin Kelly, who is 1 for 2, up at the plate. 3-2, Jackson Christian has come back 3 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. Bolivar Central 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors. We still got a lot of baseball to play, the 6th and 7th innings. Pitch inside. Howell wants to try to pick him off because it got a good break down there. Creasy had an excellent lead and break. Let's see if he shortens it a little bit. He shortened it this time. Howell sent him a message. 1 ball the count, 2 outs in the inning. They go to first, and they evidently think something is on. And trust me, if it is, Chase McLean is very slick. He has made no gestures. Now, I didn't catch what happened, but now they go back to first, and that time a little hesitation diving back in there, and hopefully Zach is not hurt because he is not raising up from that one. Sometimes you jam your hands when you're going back in there. And I know some guys wear their gloves, some get them a handful of dirt in each hand and ball their hands up. You can always throw that out when you're sliding into second if you need to slide head first. 1 ball, no strike pitch, a little bigger lead. They're going back to first. They throw it away, and this will advance Creasy into scoring position, and he's going to hold up at second base. So an error, a throwing error. Jackson Christian would like to have another run because a 1-run lead can be very precarious. And Bolivar will have their 3, 4, and 5 hitters coming up in the next inning. Fouled away. Creasy will have to return. It'll make the count 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs. Creasy, the runner at second. Creasy on with a fielder's choice. Ballpark's very lively right now. Fouled off for a 1-2 count. The hitter, Austin Kelly, the fine shortstop and pitcher. He's a junior. So Kelly will have to guard the plate with a 1-2 count and 2 outs. He just wants to get on and help his team. Creasy on the run. Will the ball go down? It will, and Creasy's going to score. And a big play, a good call by the coaching staff, and a great hit by Austin Kelly. And Zach Creasy looked like he was carrying the mail in football. So an RBI single. And Kelly's on at first with 2 outs. It's a 4-2 game. Kelly now 2 for 3, and that brings up Jack Collins. Jack singled his last time up. He's 1 for 2. Very capable young hitter. He can bunt for a base hit. Don't think he will this time, but if there was only 1 out, I think you might see Jack bunting. It's inside. Good base runner down at first, a very heady base runner. Reads those defenses well in football, too. You got the old senior defensive back up there who's a pretty darn good outfielder, too. on the ground. Back to the pitcher. Strope to first. That'll end the inning, but Jackson Christian picked up 3 big runs and have taken a 4-2 lead over Bolivar Central. Let's take a timeout on the Jackson Christian Facebook network.
No matter where you are, you can shop 24/7 at HumboldtDodgeChryslerJeep.com with the area's largest used car inventory.
The best thing to order is when you are sitting at soccer practice, order it through your phone while you're sitting there, and then you go and pick it up.
But you're much more of a planner than me.
I am.
And that's what I love about you.
Yes.
You know, I'm not that prepared. It's more seat of my pants.
We realize you have a busy lifestyle, and at the Bank of Jackson, we're here to help you fulfill all of your financial needs, personal and business loans, mortgages, online banking and bill pay, and so much more. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Downtown is thriving and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
Football is one reason to love fall. Here's another. Save up to $16,000 on a fully loaded in-ground pool built this fall. Come by Aloha Custom Pool's massive showroom on Carriage House Drive in Jackson for full details and see available styles in person.
Buy a car in your bikini. Buy a truck in your jammies. Buy an SUV in your, well, no matter what you're wearing or not. Shop JonesChevroletHumboldt.com with the area's largest used car inventory.
Back for the top of the 6th. Clay Strope, the pitcher, leads it off. Carter Ellis didn't like the baseball he had, so he got him another one. 4-2, Jackson Christian leading. Strope can help his own cause right here, and there's a breaking ball that kind of got away from him. Just like the Jackson Christian dugout, the Bolivar dugout has come alive. This one hit out to right field, drawing a beat on it. It's Jack Collins. Looked like he was a defensive back intercepting a pass then. Gloves it for the first out. That brings up Aiden Bird, the first baseman. Aiden 0 for 2. His last time up, he was on with a fielder's choice. He was a big, strong guy that could get this game much closer with one swing of the bat. Ellis's pitch just missed. 1 ball the count with 1 out. Activity, that looks like Parker down in the bullpen, the left-hander. Drilled for a base hit to JT Mullins. Will pick it up and return it to the infield. So Bird gets something going for the Bolivar Tigers. That's Bolivar Central Tigers. Noah Parker, the shortstop, the sophomore, is 0 for 2. Ellis will pitch out of the stretch with Bird at first. Just outside. Ellis has thrown now 83 pitches. One ball count with that runner at first. Got a strike in there. And the lefty, Parker, is warming up. That's Tucker Parker, I believe, warming up down there. Yes, it is. I can see the number now. 1 ball, 1 strike pitch. Breaking ball. Just missed. It's 2-1. Parker 0 for 2. And missing 86 pitches by Ellis, and you wonder here in the 6th if he might not be a little tired. Now, Bo is back, and evidently Parker is ready because he's coming back to the dugout. Got a strike there right on that edge of the plate. That's a good place, and Carter Ellis spots his pitches well. He's a senior. He's had a good career here at Jackson Christian. The 3-2 pitch, high. It walked him, so there's runners at first and second. And those bases on balls can cause trouble. And a pretty good hitter in Dalton Bassett, who had a double and scored his first time out. Grounded out his second time up. And Chase McLean's coming to the mound. And there is activity over in the bullpen of Jackson Christian. Not sure whether it'll be one of the young pitchers. I believe that possibly Carson Holt also is a possibility. And they're going to send a pinch runner in for Bird. That looks like Walton, who wears number 7. And it is. He's a sophomore. Conference is over. Now, Chase McLean's going to come by and get something from the umpire. There was a water bottle, and I'm sure the umpire, even tonight where we've had some breeze and it's not been as bad as when the sun was out earlier, it was quite warm up here. Only one out. Runners at first and second. Jackson Christian at double play depth. Outfield straight away. The hitter has had a solid double already tonight. Just missing. Carter Ellis is close, but he is barely missing the strike zone. That one just about a millimicron outside the edge of the plate. May have been a little low from the angle I have. I couldn't tell. Breaking ball misses, and it's 2 balls, no strikes. You definitely don't want to walk them full after your team has worked so hard to get the lead for you. See if it's the fastball, the Main Street pitch, or is it the curve? Ellis checks the runner, comes to the plate. And it's 3-0. That one was definitely outside. See if the automatic takes on. Some people give the green light. Some people I have coached with. I've never been a head baseball coach in high school. I have other places. But sometimes you give them the caution. Most people don't call it that. And it is a strike. And that's the one he's been wanting, is that pitch on that outside edge. The plate is surrounded by a black strip all the way around. 3-1 with 1 out. Jackson Christian was daring and put Creasy in motion. Don't know that Bolivar will right now because they've got solid people coming up. There's a base hit to right field. Jack Collins will try to cut it off. They're going to send the runner home. 1 run will score and tighten this game. They go in, and Green gets it, cuts it off, and will walk it in. And that is mainly the result of a walk and a base hit first, but the walk put the runner at second. So now with only 1 out, and here comes Chase McLean, and I think we'll probably see a change. Coming out of the dugout to pitch, and that looks like Carson Holt. We'll check the book, and we'll close it in a moment. Tell you what, let's do. Let's take a 30-second timeout, Chris, and we'll come back and close the book except for the runners on base.
It's the off season, but it's the best season to buy at Aloha Custom Pools. Snag your dream pool now, and we promise you'll be splashing around by Memorial Day. What are you waiting for? Give us a call or visit us at AlohaCustomPools.com.
Why go on vacation when you can live on vacation?
Aloha Custom Pools will help you create your very own piece of paradise, and you can enjoy it every day.
What are you waiting for?
Take the plunge. Call Aloha Custom Pools or visit us online.
We are back, and the runs on base are the responsibility of Carter Ellis. I hope because Carson's had an injury he's had long enough to get loose. I don't think Chase would have brought him out there unless Carson indicated that he felt good and was loose about it. Carson, a very good pitcher, especially when he's healthy. He's almost devastating. but he's had some injuries this year, and he's designated hit, pitched in a couple of games lately. Not counting, but right now responsible for 3 runs is Carter Ellis. He went 5.1 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs. One of them was earned because we had that error, and he struck out 6, and the worst time in the world to get his first walk was during this inning. Kanan Swift, the freshman third baseman, who's 1 for 2 in the contest, will be coming up there. Dalton Bassett, a big base hit. Jackson Christian would like to turn 2 here. Parker and Bassett, the base runners. Bird scored, or the pinch runner for him. Just missing outside, so 1 ball, no strikes. .67 degrees. That one's a strike. 1-1 the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners at first and second. Outfield straight away. Infield at double play depth. Infield definitely, if you can't do anything but knock it down, make sure it doesn't get in the outfield. Swinging strike 2, and that one had a little mustard on it. A fastball. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Swift will need to protect the plate. He's 1 for 2, so he's a capable hitter. Fouled off, hanging tough. And that one would have been a strike had he not swung at it. So he protected himself. In the on-deck circle, Avery King, the right fielder. This is a key hitter in this inning to get. Swift ready to get the pitch. Got him. First strikeout for Holt. 2 outs in the inning. That brings up Avery King, the senior right fielder, is 0 for 2 tonight, and he would love nothing better than to get a base hit right here. Wind has picked back up again. Looks like it's blowing in a little bit, though, this time. It has prohibited possibly a home run already tonight. Holt's pitch is a strike, and he just brought Von Ryan's Express that time. Wished I had a radar gun because that one had a little mustard on it. No ball, 1 strike count to King. Just missing, as they said in that story about the 3 little pigs, by the hair of my chinny chin chin, but it was a ball. 1-1, 2 outs, 2 runners on. High drama, 1-run ball game. That one outside, easy to tell. It's a 2-1 count. Let's see if Holt brings the curve ball here or some form of a breaking ball, or does he go back to the fastball down Main Street and challenge the hitter. Checks the runner, comes to the plate. That one misses 3-1, and now you just got to throw it down. You want to strike any way you can get it. Don't want to give in to the hitter, but you can't be cute and stuff on the corners. That's not a great term for it, but that's the pitchers like Greg Maddox were cute on the corners of the plate. That one walks him, and Eli did a good job of keeping it down there. He had to find it. So with 2 outs, the sacks are jammed. Ducks on the pond, if you prefer Potesta's slogan or sign there. Jackson Christian just needs 1 out. They can get that at any base. King walks, and that brings up Hunter Wilson, who's 0 for 2, but he's hit the ball both times. He's been thrown out by the third baseman twice. So you know he's good at making contact with the baseball. And ball 1, and now I believe that Carson Holt has thrown 5 straight balls. 4 for sure. Needs to get a strike right here. Holt out of the stretch. It's outside. Maybe holding it a hair long, or either that's where we're going to have to get a good shot. Maybe I can get a shot of where the target is. 2 balls, no strikes. You do not want to walk the tying run in. See a series of signs flash there. And it's ball 3. I would say probably the automatic take is on. Top of the order due up for Bolivar. There's 2 outs. And you got the strike on the inside corners, 3-1. What a tough situation to be in. Carson Holt, who will be going to Northwest Mississippi College. Here's the 3-1. Walk the tying run in. Parker scores. Bissett moves. Also King. Bissett at third. Excuse me, my voice cracked a little bit. Done a lot of games lately. Had a doubleheader that Jackson Christian won both of them. We were waiting for word on that girls softball game. They were trailing the last score we got. Top of the order up there, number 20, Tucker Parker, the senior who may come in to pitch. He at least loosened up, may have to loosen up again. 2 outs. There's a strike. 4-4 game, 4 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for Jackson Christian. Bolivar Central, 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors. Time is called as the hitter steps out. Wind still whipping up some and gusting out in the center field, but most of the gusts are blowing back in towards the infield. Outside for ball 1. Tough spot for Carson Holt to come into. Bases loaded with 2 outs. A 1-1 count. There's a strike at the knees. That's that pitch that's tough for a left-hander to really turn on. You got to get extended out there, really keep your eye on it. So 1 ball, 2 strike count on Tucker Parker, the senior center fielder. Here's the pitch. Bounding ball. Almost missed coverage, but they got it adjusted, and it goes 1-3 for the 3rd out, but Bolivar picks up 2 big runs, and it's a tie score at 4-all going into the bottom of the 6th. Let's take a timeout on the BallGame Blitz and Jackson Christian Network.
The BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios. With over 750,000 views in 2022, we are where you need to advertise. Please subscribe to our Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel and join the other 4,000 subscribers watching local sports. The Jackson Rockabillys, Union and Bethel Universities, USJ, TCA, JCS, and Peabody. Our multi-camera broadcasts include slow motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers. Thanks to the sponsors who make it all possible. BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios, the premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.
Buy a car in your bikini. Buy a truck in your jammies. Buy an SUV in your, well, no matter what you're wearing or not. Shop JonesChevroletHumboldt.com with the area's largest used car inventory.
Downtown is thriving and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
We are back for the bottom of the 6th. Changes going on, looks like, for both teams. I know that Holt should be the hitter that's coming up there. Carson Holt, the DH. He's now in the ball game as the pitcher. Carter Ellis cannot win nor lose the ball game because it's a tie score that he's leaving with. And it looks like we are going to make some catching and pitching changes. We'll get those to you. Parker is on the mound now. And we'll mark the scorebook. Looks like Bird is still at first, Bissett at second. Strope has gone to shortstop. Swift is still at third. Howell is still catching. Wilson has moved to center. Parsons in right. And Parker is in left. Noah Parker in left. We'll try to close the book here on Strope. He cannot be the winner or the loser either. He went 5 innings, gave up 8 hits, 4 runs. All 4 were earned runs. Didn't walk anybody. And struck out 6. So that is the book on Strope. He threw 88 pitches. 58 of them were strikes. Stepping into the box is Carson Holt. He's 1 for 2, had a single his last time up. Jackson Christian would like to get some base runners. 2 very good baseball teams playing here today, both well coached by Coach Barnes of the Tigers and the Eagles head mentor, Chase McLean. Hit him with the first pitch. That was supposed to be a breaking ball, and it had the big rainbow break to it. I liked it, but he just got it too far inside, he being Parker. Carson Holt is now on base as a hits batsman. And let's see who is coming in to run. And Green coming to the plate, number 16. Looks like Eli Terry will run for Holt. Eli, also a very capable outfielder, can pitch a little bit. Where's number 6? Eli, one of those fine players returning for next year. Here's one of the seniors. We'll miss him. They'll also miss him in football. Daniel Green. Green hits one. It's a base hit through there and perfectly placed, and there's runners at first and second with no outs. Gets away from the lined up cutoff man. So Green with his first hit of the night. Runners at first and second, and Eli Smith, who singled his first time up and scored. Don't know if we're going to play small ball. They may run for Green because he can still re-enter. Check my roster over here, number 20. That is Wilson, Miles Wilson going in. Miles Wilson will run for Daniel Green. It's been senior night, and we're going to lose some very fine seniors. Every one of them played. They all started the contest tonight. Here comes the Bolivar head coach out there. They're going to talk it over. At the plate, Eli Smith, who is a very good hitter in his own right. I don't think they're going to make a pitching change, but they will talk about it for a moment. Ellis unofficially threw 111 pitches while he was in there, 64 of them for strikes. And again, I'm keeping my stats tonight without the benefit of Game Changer, so everything I do is unofficial. Conference over. Umpires say we can't talk anymore about the fishing. And we are ready to play baseball. Eli Smith, the fine young sophomore catcher up there. 2 runners on, out of the stretch, the lefty Parker. He's really looking the runner down, comes to the plate. It's a bunt. They make the third baseman field it. They go to first. The sacrifice bunt works. There's 1 out, but that is a sacrifice bunt and a dandy. Third baseman shot it over to first to Bird. There is 1 out, but there are 2 runners in scoring position, and J.T. Mullins. Very rare you see J.T. coming this late in the ball game without a hit or being on base. He is 0 for 3, has not been on base tonight. He'd like to get something started right here. He'll be followed by Reed Cooper. Reed has 2 hits on the night. Runners at second and third. Here's the pitch. And that one, a little sweet chin music right there. Don't think it was intentional. But in my case, as soft as my beard is, that would have given me a nice, close, clean shave if I was the hitter. Tucker's ready. Or Parker. Yeah, Tucker Parker. Comes inside with it, and they're trying to keep it inside on JT. 2 ball, no strike count. They say left-handers are tough on left-handers. Let's see if that's true. There's the breaking ball. Stays high. And you can see replays of this game on Worthy Road Studios YouTube page probably after 10 o'clock night. We've got a lot of sports. It's inside and walked him. Like I said, you can't hardly go a whole game without JT getting on base. Brings up Reed Cooper, who can place the ball just about anywhere on the field. Infield is in on the grass. They'll come to the plate with it. Now they could go to the plate, and then the catcher could go back to first with it. You won't see the bunt here, though, because it's too easy with the force, and it's outside. Reed Cooper has a very good eye. Now, if there had not been the runner on first, I have a feeling you might have seen a suicide or safety squeeze. But a 1-ball count to the number 2 hitter. That one's a little outside, and the umpire gave it needed to be down a little bit signal. Always keep an eye on the umpires, too, and see what signals they give with their hands and how they call it. See the slightly open stance. Good picture of Reed. Is it fair? It is, and we're going to be running. It looks like a 400-meter relay team. 1 run across, 2 runs streaking for the plate and scores, and holding up at third with a double by Reed Cooper. What a job by him tonight. That's his 3rd hit after striking out his first time. Gets 2 RBIs out of that, and Jackson Christian has reassumed the lead at 6-4. Easton Jones comes up there. Singled his last time up. Nice pitch for a strike. No balls, 1 strike. Breaking ball, the slow curve. In there for strike 2. Easton in the hole. He'll have to guard the plate. 2nd and 3rd are where the runners are. Cooper at 2nd. Mullins at 3rd. Infield still in to try to cut the run down at the plate. Got him. 2nd out. Infield will move back. Brings up Zach Creasy. Zach 1 for 3 today. Doubled back in the 2nd inning. Made contact every time he's been up there. Got on with a fielder's choice and scored back in the 5th. Zach sure could add to the cause for Jackson Christian. Tucker Parker seems to have settled down now. But he found the strike zone on that last hitter. Good pitch, fouled off for a strike. 6-10-1 for Jackson Christian, 4-6-0, meaning no errors for Bolivar Central. Senior on the mound in relief, Tucker Parker. Pitching out of the stretch. Breaking ball. And they said it was a little high. 1-1. It's close enough if I held my breath and didn't jump the gun and try to call it too early. Another one of those great center field shots. That one took a little off of it. The breaking ball broke a whole lot. A great pitch for a 1-ball, 2-strike count. 2 outs in the inning. Let's see if Tucker Parker comes back with that same pitch. Creasy's front foot even with the front of the plate. The 1-2 pitch with 2 outs on the way. Inside, 2-2. Deuces wild, as we told you a while ago, an old expression used by a lot of announcers. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. And that would make it deuces wild. Deuces being 2s. I'm going to bring me a bell next year to ring like they do in the minor leagues. Up in the air, but the wind will it's blowing it back, and the left fielder comes on, makes a good catch. And on a windless night, it would have been probably a home run. But 2 big runs were scored by Jackson Christian to take the lead back at the end of 6 innings of play. Jackson Christian 2, Bolivar Central, or Jackson Christian 6 and Bolivar Central 4. Let's take a timeout before the 7th.
It's the off season, but it's the best season to buy at Aloha Custom Pools. Snag your dream pool now, and we promise you'll be splashing around by Memorial Day. What are you waiting for? Give us a call or visit us at AlohaCustomPools.com.
Why go on vacation when you can live on vacation?
Aloha Custom Pools will help you create your very own piece of paradise, and you can enjoy it every day.
What are you waiting for?
Take the plunge. Call Aloha Custom Pools or visit us online.
No matter where you are, you can shop 24/7 at HumboldtDodgeChryslerJeep.com with the area's largest used car inventory.
Downtown is thriving, and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
Back for the all-important 7th for this contest to continue. Bolivar Central will need 2 runs. Their first hitter should be the catcher, number 13, Carson Howell, the senior. He'll be followed by now shortstopping Clay game changer trying to work. There's a base hit. That's a good start for Bolivar in the 7th. Took it to right field, a good piece of hitting there. Strope, the batter. Clay Strope. And this is good, man. Now I'll have some official stats at the end of the game. And this time it's on me, or at least on my phone. That's where I'm picking them up from. That one gets away from the catcher. It was over his head. It was a wild pitch. Nice, strong throw, but getting in there, standing up. So now a runner in scoring position with no outs and a 1-ball count. Now I do see, I don't know what kind of activity it is, but down the third baseline outside the fence, you can't tell whether somebody's just loosening up, not necessarily to pitch. Baltimore chop. Creasy crow hops, guns it over. They're going to take a shot, and Austin Kelly did a great job of stopping that return throw, but 1 out. As Strope hits into a 5-3, that's third baseman Creasy to Green. 1 out in the inning. Runner is now on third. And they need base runners. Aiden Bird would need to get on to help the cause for Bolivar. Good job by Eli Smith, and he'll, that one, great fastball is just thrown low and bounced in the dirt. Bird had a big single and scored the last time he was up. That was it back in the 6th. Again, a little low. And we're going to change baseballs, and I don't think I'd want to throw that one either. Good decision by Carson Holt. 2 balls, no strikes. Bolivar looking for base runners. Foul tip, strike 1. On deck, Noah Parker, who's now in left field, started the game at shortstop. Swinging strike 2, so the count even at 2-2 on Aiden Bird, the senior first baseman. 1 for 3 on the night with a run scored. Holt's 2-2 pitch. Another one of those Baltimore chops. High, Creasy's got it. The run will score, but 1 run is only gets you closer. 2 outs in the inning. And Noah Parker wearing 22. He's a sophomore up there. He's 0 for 2. Eli Smith framed it well, but they say it was low for a ball. Parker has grounded out, struck out, and walked. Scored in the 6th inning. Foul ball, strike 1. You duck, and that's unfortunate for any hitter. You duck, and the bat stays up there a little high. My old coach, Charles Todd, said, drop it when you bend down like that, the bat. I don't know whether that was great strategy that Coach Todd said, but it worked for us. 1-1 the count. This one outside. And Carson Holt, the pitcher for Jackson Christian. Nobody in this ballpark wants the next pitch to either be a strike, a ground out, or a pop-up more than he does, even though it's a 2-1 count. And it's going to be a line drive out. Reed Cooper, the tough glove man himself, comes up with it, and we've got a 6-5 final. Jackson Christian wins and does not bat in the bottom of the 7th. 6 runs, 10 hits, 1 error. 5 for Jackson Christian, 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Bolivar Central. We're going to take a timeout, and when we come back, we'll wrap this senior night up for you.
The Bonus Cash Extravaganza is underway right now at Carlock Nissan in Jackson. In addition to dealer discounts, get another $750 bonus cash on Nissan Sentra, another $750 bonus cash on Nissan Altima, an additional $1,000 bonus cash on Nissan Pathfinder, and $1,250 on Nissan Frontier. Plus rates as low as 0% and 3.9 for 84 months. The Bonus Cash Extravaganza underway right now at Carlock Nissan, Van Drive, Jackson.
Legends never die, but your AC unit might. Routine maintenance and repair by McCoy's Heating and Air now will keep your system running at full capacity and potentially avoid costlier repairs and downtime when you need your AC the most. Our York certified and trained technicians are the best in the game. Go home to comfort with spring maintenance from McCoy's Heating and Air.
Big win going into a really tough week for Jackson Christian. Tough loss for the Bolivar Central Tigers. Bolivar Central falls to 11-8 on the season. Jackson Christian goes to 16-9. Jackson Christian, of course, victorious in this contest, 6-5. Bolivar Central got the scoring going early. And, of course, the Jackson Christian group came back, took a 4-2 lead later. Bolivar Central came back and tied it up. And then a double by Reed Cooper gave Jackson Christian the lead at 6-4 in the bottom of the sixth. And, of course, the winner will be Carson Holt. He appeared in relief because the Carter left when it was tied at 4-all. And the loser tonight will be Tucker Parker. Let me see if I can get a box score here for you. Now, these come from the official book. Jackson Christian, 6 runs, 10 hits, and officially 3 errors. The official book counted the throwing errors that I have in my book, but a lot of times the scoreboard only shows the 1 error out there that is made on a played ball. 5 runs and 5 hits officially and 2 errors for Bolivar. Reed Cooper was 3 for 4, 2 RBIs, including the game-winning hit, and that would be the double that drove those 2 runs in. Zach Creasy with 1 hit and an RBI. Austin Kelly 2 hits and an RBI. Holt was 1 for 2 with an RBI. Green was 1 for 3. Jack Collins was 1 for 3. And Eli Smith was 1 for 1. For Bolivar Central, Tucker was 0 for 4 tonight, their fine leadoff man. The catcher, Carson Howell, was 1 for 2, and he scored 2 runs tonight. Strope was 1 for 4. He did not score. Bird was also 1 for 4. Noah Parker was hitless tonight. Bissett had that big double and then had a single later. He was 2 for 3 is what I have him at. The official stats have a little something different, but we'll go back and check that. That may have been one of the errors. We'll adjust our scorebook. And that is the 5 official hits, the official book. Bolivar book will probably have 6 hits in it. But let's go ahead and give you some pitching totals. Strope threw 88 pitches, 57 of them strikes. Parker threw 18 pitches, 9 of them strikes. Parker faced 7 batters. Strope faced 24. 5 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs given up by Strope. 3 of them were earned runs. He didn't walk anybody, struck out 6. For Parker, 1 inning, 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 1 base on balls, 1 strikeout. For the Jackson Christian team that won tonight, Carter Ellis, the senior, started. Chris Holt in relief. Ellis threw 93 pitches, 56 strikes. Holt 31 pitches, 16 strikes. Ellis faced 24 batters. Holt faced 8. And a good night for the Jackson Christian Eagles. A very sad night, as this is the last regular season home game for senior outfielder Jack Collins, senior pitcher Carter Ellis, who started the game tonight, senior first baseman Daniel Green, senior pitcher, designated hitter, and could play some first base if necessary, Carson Holt. Also, the other 2 seniors that I have not mentioned yet, other senior, Everett Scott, the senior catcher, and hats off to these young men. They're going to go to college. They'll be successful, be fine young citizens, got a good education here at Jackson Christian. Want to thank the coaches of both teams for their help with rosters, lineups, etc. like that. Thank both schools. These were 2 good schools to work with, and we appreciate that. But again, the happy ending for the Jackson Christian fans, they go to 16-9. Bolivar Central Tigers drop to 11-8. And, of course, we'll remind you that this is a copyright broadcast of Worthy Road Studios. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or further use of this contest without the express written consent of Worthy Road Studios is prohibited. It will be archived on Worthy Road Studios' YouTube page. You can see it in perpetuity. I like that word. There are some very important young people up here on this screen. Our executive producer is Paul Schultze. Our producer, it just says director, but he produces on spot and directs, Christopher Reason. does such a great job, and he is a very young man, but an excellent young man, and a great cameraman, Eric Inman, and, of course, Coach Joe Holloway. It was your play-by-play man, and we will let you know when the next time we see you. It'll probably be a tournament game, but we're going to say for those people and myself and the Jackson Christian team and Bolivar Central, thanks for your time this time. Till next time, good night, all.
The award-winning BallGame Blitz Sports Network from Worthy Road Studios. Over 750,000 views in 2023. We're where you need to advertise. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and join over 4,500 subscribers watching local sports. The Jackson Rockabillys, Union University, Bethel, USJ, TCA, Jackson Christian, Sacred Heart, and Peabody. Multi-camera broadcasts, slow motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers. Thanks to our sponsors who make it all possible. The BallGame Blitz Sports Network from Worthy Road Studios. The premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.